you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show him who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. I am Mr. Clark Griswold. Thank you guys for being here today for our 1 week swing setups. I'm happy to be here. If you are new to the channel and new to the Strat, then welcome to you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. We are about to change the way that you guys trade in the stock market. Okay, this is the easiest strategy you guys will ever come across. I promise you that. And if you find something easier, comment down below. Let me know what it is. For anybody who is new, you can subscribe down below. Click that subscribe button and then hit that bell. That bell gives you the notifications for when I send out videos just like this one. Guys, I send out videos every single day. I send out daily watch lists. I send out top 5 watch lists every day. I send out weekly swings, monthly swings, motivational videos, learning tools, informational videos. I've got videos. I've over 200 videos I've got for your guys' learning, okay? And the more you guys watch this stuff, the easier it'll become. It'll become like breathing to you guys. I promise you that. So I've got videos on the 50% rule, double inside bars, which are magic. We've got like 5 or 6 of them coming up on Monday. So go watch that top 5 video for Monday. I've got how to play 3-1 bars, inside bars, outside bars, entries and exits, what these candlestick numbers mean at the bottom of the candlesticks, okay? I've got plenty of videos for you guys to learn. I've got a learning tool playlist. I've got a beginners playlist. I've got a hashtag 30 and 30 playlist, which is a really, really great strategy for newcomers to this stuff. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can follow me there, comment there, DM me there. There's no dumb questions. There's no silly questions, okay? I will answer anything you guys need. Just make sure you're asking, and I will answer it. That's why I am here. I'm here for you guys to help you along your trading journey and to become better traders. Okay, so give me a follow there. You can also comment down below on any single one of my YouTube videos. Again, I usually get back to you guys within the same day. Quick shout out to Ms. Erickson, Miss Wilkes, who is the other one? Ms. James and Mr. Ma. Thank you guys for the donations. I appreciate them very much. I'm glad I can help you guys out with your trading. So thank you guys again. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, so let's get started on the 1 week swings for June 6th, the week of June 6th. And, you know, I have had a couple questions about people asking me if I can go over the strike prices and the expiry dates. I usually go through them in every video, guys. I don't go through them in every play. The videos are already 20 minutes long. That would push it too long for you guys. I don't want to make 30-minute videos for you guys to have to sit for half an hour. I want to try and get through this stuff as fast as I can. So, beginning of the video, you guys are asking me what strike prices I take. Okay, so for the weekly swings, let's start off with the list, okay? So the first one we've got on the list is Citigroup. And I will mention to you guys, stick around till the end. I will be giving the top 5 plays at the end of the video. It won't be on a separate video. The top 5 plays will be on this video at the very end, okay? So Citigroup is the first one. We've got an inside bar, okay? And I believe on this one, this month is showing green and outside bar. But if we go to the month is actually red inside bar. Okay, so it's a glitch on that indicator. So if we go back to the week, and if you are looking for this indicator, go into your tab, your indicator tab, type in time frame continuity. The author will be Board Rider B. If you want these candlestick numbers, candle type the Strat, author is Crinklebind. Okay, somebody asked me about these indicators here, how I get the IB, the IB. You can search for them and try and find them. This is a paid indicator for me, okay? So it's paid through Trading Wars. I paid for these indicators to have them on here a long, long time ago, but I have paid for these. Anyways, we have this inside bar, okay? So Realistically, this should be a red, and it should have a circle around it, a yellow circle to show me an inside bar, just like this one. We're showing the same thing on the month. Okay, so time frame continuity is to the downside. Okay, we are at the top of a broadening formation, so you can look at it as exhaustion risk, okay, or possible exhaustion risk. When we have the inside bar, an inside bar shows consolidation within a stock. It's a tightening range, so it does not break the high or the low of this previous candle, okay? It stays within the range of that candle. And I always tell you guys to look at this as a spring, and it's coiling, and getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And when you coil a spring and it tightens and you release it, it explodes in one direction or the other, okay? So that's what we're looking for to happen here. You can see that happened on this inside bar. We broke way to this upside, okay? Had a really nice run, and that's what happens with these inside bars a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time that's what happens. So on this inside bar, Citigroup, we will look for a trigger on the high side or the low side. So we have a couple things going for us to the downside. We have all red to the downside. We've got possible exhaustion risk at the top of this broadening formation here, which is probably on the daily chart, I'm guessing. Right here, okay? So possible, so we have a 2-1-2 reversal is what we'd be looking for here to the downside, or a 2-1-2 continuation to the upside, but we would be going against time frame continuity, okay? And then this week may also turn to green, but we have to wait for Monday to open to see what this actually is going to be, because this here is accounting for the previous week last week, okay? So the new week will be either red or green. We don't know. So we can take calls at 53.86. If you're asking me for a strike price, I'm probably taking $54 on this one, okay? And expiry date, I get 2 weeks out. Okay, you can take a week out. I like to get that extra week just for that little bit of extra cushion just in case. And then we can take puts on this side, which I think are more probable. So we can take puts at $51.22. Our first target is pretty shallow. About 51 bucks, just above 51. So I would be very cautious of this, that it doesn't break down and then reverse to the upside. Okay, so just be cognizant of that when we're watching this. And same thing, you're looking for a strike price. I'm taking $51 here. Okay, and same thing, expiry of 2 weeks out. So that's on Citigroup. I'll try and move through these now a little bit faster, that we've kind of set that precedent for the strikes and expiries. And a lot of these plays, guys, have this 2-up red, okay? So what that means is the 2-up means we broke the high side of the previous candle, but we finished as a failed 2. So we didn't finish green, we finished red. And again, we have things going for us on these plays. We have full time frame continuity to the downside, the week, month, quarterly, yearly. Again, the week and the day, we'll have to wait for it to open on Monday to see what we're going to be. But I will look for a 2-up, 2-down reversal. So the 2 down is going to break the bottom of this bar. So we'd be looking for puts at $13.15. And our first target would be at the bottom of this candle here. Again, get 2 weeks out. And again, I'll mention this again, guys. The top 5 plays are going to be on this video, but at the very end of the video, and I will run through them. Okay? Next up, we've got CVX. It's Chevron Corporation. Chevron Corporation, guys, is at an all-time high here, okay? We broke through this. We're at the all-time high right here at 180.91. So we've gone 2 up and red. So it's a failed 2. I'm going to look for a reversal, okay, at this high here. So a 2 up, we have 2 up. We're going to look for a 2 down. So we'll look for puts at $173.47, and our target will be right here. I think this is maybe a really good play if we break down to the downside, okay, due to this exhaustion risk that Sarah Strat Sniper always talks about. EW, Edwards Life Sciences, same thing, okay? We got this 2 up, finished red, full time frame to the downside. So we will look for puts on this one again at $96.29. These yellow lines, if you guys are new, are my day trade setups. Okay, so if we go on to the daily has an inside bar. Again, we don't know what this day and the week are going to bring until Monday opens. But if we trigger on the daily, we are triggering on the weekly to the downside anyways, okay? So if you get into this on the day trade, you can maybe hold it a little bit longer if you'd like, and try and get a little bit more out of it, given that fact that we will also trigger the weekly, okay? If that makes sense to you guys, hopefully it does. If it doesn't, ask me down below. I'll help you guys out. GME, okay? This is a rare setup. It's a 3-1 setup, okay? Outside bar broke both the high and the low of the previous candle, followed by an inside bar. So 3-1 setups are very rare. They don't happen very often. We can go back in time and look. We have to go back to October of last year. Okay, and if we go back to October to see what this outside bar, inside bar accomplished. Sorry, are we looking at inside bar, outside bars? Give me a second here. Outside bar, inside bar. So why is that one showing inside, outside? Oh, I see what happened here. Okay. There we go. It's like that because there was a previous inside bar, outside bar, so it shows up blue for me here. So here is what we're looking for right here. So we go back to January. We had this outside bar followed by an inside bar, and we had a really, really nice run up. We hit first targets and a little more. Okay? And again, this is like anything, guys. They don't always work out, but probabilities tell us that we have a really good shot of this working out. Outside bar, inside bar, and 1 and then 2 weeks we had, I guess, of rundown. Actually 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight weeks off of this 3-1 setup, okay? 3-1-2 is what it is. Rob Smith calls this the Chicago, because that's the area code and that's where he's from. So a 3-1-2 setup is what we're looking for. So they do very, very well, guys, and a lot of times they do very, very well. Probabilities tell us that they are a powerful, powerful setup. So on this 3-1 setup, we take the break of this inside bar, which is showing consolidation and coiling. We can take a break to the high at 139.93. If we do that and hit first targets, we've also triggered, just let me double check this before we get into it. We will also have triggered the monthly on the 2 up, okay? So look for that, and we can also trigger to the downside if this thing turns, and we can go puts at $115.73, and our first target or order of magnitude is way down here at 87 bucks. So big, big plays on GME. We'll see how that one plays out next week. Procter & Gamble has a 2 up that finished red, plus we had this inside bar preceding it. So this is what we call a Rev Strat, a 1, 2 up, 2 down reversal. Time frame continuity is to the downside, and we also have a trigger on the daily. So our trigger on the weekly is here for puts at $142.63. If we go to the daily chart, again, we have an inside bar showing full time frame outside of this week and this day. So again, if we break the trigger to the low side on the daily at 145.12, our first target is the trigger for the weekly, which we just talked about. So we can play this and possibly stay in it a little bit longer if we do actually hit targets on the daily, okay? So pay attention to that tomorrow. American Airlines is up next, AAL. AAL has a 2 up, barely, that finished red. Okay, time frame to the downside. It's on our side. We can look for puts at $16.09. First targets the bottom of this outside bar. AAPL is, of course, Apple 2 up, finish red, preceded by an inside bar. Okay, so a 1, 2 up, 2 down is what we're looking for. Puts at 144.46. The month, quarterly, and yearly are all red on this thing. If we zoom out to see what Apple's doing, there you have it. We are in a, if you look at this widened out, we were in an uptrend. Here is our downtrend, okay? We've started to come down from the highs here. So here we go, down, 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 down. And the month, quarterly, and yearly all show us that same thing, okay? Airbnb is up next. We've also got plays on the daily for Airbnb. So Airbnb, full time frame, red, 2 up, finish red, failed 2. We can look for puts at $114.40 if we go to the daily. The daily, inside bar. If we break the trigger to the downside on the daily on Monday and hit second targets, our second target is our trigger for the weekly. Okay? So we trigger the day, we trigger the month. Or sorry, trigger the week. Okay? And that's how the strat works. We trigger on the lower time frames and work up to the higher time frames, and that's how we see things play out, okay? So again, AFRM had a 2 up red, full time frame to the downside. We've got setups on the daily as well for this one. Double inside bar. Okay, so this is on our top 5 list for the dailies. Double inside bar, we break to the low side. Our first target on the daily is our trigger for the weekly. Okay, if we break this, then we trigger this. Okay, if this, then that. That's what the strat is based off of. Okay, there's nothing subjective here. If it triggers and hits targets, then it triggers. Okay, we do what the candlesticks tell us to do all the time in this. This candlestick is telling me to buy here. Okay, but if we go to the daily, this candlestick is telling us to get in a little earlier, and we can take profits at this target, or because we've triggered that weekly, we stay in it, okay, and go short on this for the week on AFRM. Okay, everything we have on this screen tells us what to do. There's no indicators except for this time frame continuity. Candlesticks tell us what to do. It's that easy. Okay, AMC is up next. Again, AMC also has a play. Maybe it doesn't. I don't think it does. Let's get rid of that. Go back to the weekly. AMC has a 2 up again that finished red. So we can look for triggers at $12.18 on AMC. BAC. I'm going to run out of time here. BAC's got a 2 up that finished red. We can look for puts on this one at $35.96. And again, we go back to the daily. BAC, another double inside bar on our top 5. Okay, if we trigger to the downside on the day, our second target is our trigger for the week. Okay, hopefully this stuff is starting to make sense to you guys. If this, then that. If we trigger the day, we're likely triggering the week on those plays. BIDU, 2 up, finished red. Puts at $141.16. Again, we go to the daily, inside bar. We trigger the day to the downside. Our second target is the trigger for the week. DocuSign also has a daily setup on it. DocuSign 2 up, red, finish down. We can take puts at 81.28. We've got an inside bar on the daily. So again, we break to the downside on the day. Our second target on the daily is our first trigger on the weekly. Full time frame to the downside. Okay, everything's on our side for these plays. Etsy is up next. ETSY, 2 up, finish red. Full time frame, we'll look for puts at 79.52. Ford Motor Company, 2 up, red. We'll look for puts at 13.35. Facebook, 2 up, red. These are all the same, guys. All the same. 2 up, red. We can look for puts at 185. If we go to the daily's got an inside bar. We trigger to the downside. We've got target 1. Target 2 is our trigger for the weekly. Again. Okay, same stuff over and over and over again. That's all we do in the strat. It should become boring for you guys. If it becomes boring, you know you're doing it right. Okay, Fubo, 2 down, red. Sorry, 2 up, red. And then we go to the daily. We've got, where are we here? Inside bar, okay? So our second target on the daily is our trigger for the weekly. Again, it's the exact same thing. I got lots of time here. What do we got next? JP Morgan, okay, also has a daily setup. So we are 2 up, red. Puts at 128.67. We go to the daily. Daily's got an inside bar. We trigger on the daily. Our first target on the daily is our trigger for the weekly. You see how that's happening, guys? This is our daily trigger. We hit it. This is our target, the bottom of the preceding wick. This pink line is our trigger for the weekly. Okay, and then we can take this thing. I don't know if it'll go all the way down through that week, but we have a big piece of magnitude here where we can grab some good profits or probable profits. Okay, that's on JP Morgan. MGM on the week, 2 up, red. Okay, so we can look for puts at 33.60. We go to the daily, double inside bar. Again, one of our special top 5 plays on our top 5 video for June 6th. We break to the downside on the daily. Our second target is our trigger for the weekly. Over and over and over again, guys. It's the same stuff. MRVL, 2 up, red. Puts to the downside. 56.63 is our trigger. We go to the daily for our yellow lines. Inside bar. We trigger to the downside on the daily. Our second target is the trigger for the weekly. This is starting to make sense, guys. 2 up, red on Microsoft. We can take puts at 261.60. Let's go to the daily. We've got a setup there. Inside bar. We trigger on the day to the downside. First target, trigger on the weekly. Feel like I'm repeating myself here. MU with Micron Technology, finally one without a day setup. Okay, Micron has a 2 up, finished red. We can look for triggers to the downside for puts at 69.11. We have broken to the monthly upside though. So this is somewhat against time frame continuity here. NVIDIA, NVDA. NVIDIA's got a 2 up that finished red, so we can look for puts at 181.22. But we have a day setup. You can tell by the 2 yellow lines. It means I've got an inside bar set up there. Okay, inside bar to the downside. We trigger it. Our second target is our trigger for the weekly on NVIDIA. Oracle, ORCL, 2 up, red. Puts at 71.01. We've got a day trade set up. Inside bar. We trigger to the downside and hit targets. We have just triggered on the weekly for Oracle. We go to Pinterest, PINS, it's pins. Pins has an inside bar on the weekly. So nice setup on the weekly. Consolidation. We're getting spring loaded. Look at, here's one here to the downside for a nice swing play on that week. Where's the next inside bar? There is not a lot of them on pins. Inside bar, nice break to the upside. Okay, you would have had a good gain there. We didn't hit targets, obviously, but that's a good win. Okay, inside bar. Look at this run. Beautiful. Down. Inside bar turned into an outside bar. Probably would have been a failed trade. Inside bar here. Beautiful. Beautiful trade here. Again, we didn't hit targets, but this is still a really nice win. Okay, so that's off of the inside bars, guys, for the weekly. Again, highly probable setups for us, and that's what we like to look at. And again, it doesn't trigger. We don't take the trade. Pins. So Palantir is up next. PLTR, 2 up, red. We can take puts on this one at 8.38. And again, we've got a day trade set up. Inside bar. We trigger. Second target is the trigger for the weekly. QQQ, 2 up, red. We also have a daily setup on that. Puts on QQQ at 303.40. We go to the day. Inside bar followed by an outside bar. So a 3-1 setup. Again, we trigger on the day. First target is the trigger for the week on QQQ. Roblox, 2 up, red. Puts at $28.34. And again, inside bar on the daily on Roblox. We trigger the day. Second targets, we trigger the week. Simple stuff, guys. TDOC, TDOC, Teladoc Health, 2 up, red. Take put at 32.31. We've got an inside bar on TDOC on the daily. We trigger the day. Second target is the weekly trigger. Tesla, my Esla. Tesla has a 2-up red. We can look for puts on Tesla at $700.25. The time frame on the month, quarterly, and yearly are all red. We'll see what the weekly brings us on Tesla. UPST is Upstart. Say 2-up red. Take puts at 43.48. We go to the daily on Upstart. Inside bar. Trigger on the daily. First target is the trigger for the weekly. Walmart 2-up red. So we're looking for a rev strat. A 1, 2-up, 2-down reversal. Puts at 124.33. Looks like we have an inside bar on the daily on Walmart. So again, we trigger the day. First target is the trigger for the week on this pink line. Simple, simple. Okay, guys, let's get into the top 5 plays. I've got about 5 minutes left here on my video to go through this with you guys, okay? Outside bar, inside bar on XEL Energy. If we go back and look at the last time we had an outside bar, inside bar, 3-1 setup, here it is. We had a beautiful, beautiful run to the downside here. Outside bar, inside bar, boom. Okay, look at that win. Beautiful 3-1 setup on XEL. Okay, so again, it's very simple. We take the triggers on either side, whichever one hits first. We either have a 3-1-2 down or a 3-1-2 continuation. So triggers at 75.89 to the upside or 73.59 for puts to the downside. We go to the day on XEL, it's an inside bar, okay? So we trigger either way, we are hitting targets for the weekly. Okay, so we trigger on the daily, there's targets set up for our first targets or second targets are triggers for the weekly. Next up, we've got SQ, which is Square. Another 3-1 setup on Square. Okay, we've got full time frame to the downside, it looks like, and a 3-1 setup. So again, we take 90.60, 90.6 for calls, 81.35 for puts. We go to the daily because we've got a double inside bar there. So again, look at this. Block, our third target to the upside is the trigger for the weekly up. Our first target to the downside is our trigger for the weekly down. Okay, so watch again that top 5 video with our double inside bar setups. And again, the last time we had a 3-1 setup on Square, if we go back and look right here, 3-1 setup, and we had a beautiful run up. Okay, nice run up. So good wins on Square there. KO is up next. Okay, that's Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has a double inside bar on the weekly, guys. I don't know if we'll find another double inside bar on the weekly for Coke. That's we found one. Look at this right here. Back in, looks like July, July of last year. This double inside bar. Let's see if we can show you guys the power of a double inside bar. Still looking for a name for that, by the way. And look at this. Double inside bar, we break. You would have taken a 2-week swing on this. You would have gone from $43 up to $46, okay? So that's under 10% just on common shares, okay? A really, really good trade over a 2-week period. Imagine that on options. Okay, so double inside bar on Coke. Ridiculously good setup for the week. Okay, and it's also got a setup on the day. So if we go to the day, 3-1 setup. We trigger on the daily. Our second target to the upside is our trigger for the weekly. Our first target to the downside is our trigger for the weekly. So some really, really great setups in this top 5 for you guys. Lift is up next. I'm running into about 2 minutes left here, or a minute left. So 3-1 setup on Lift. Outside bar, inside bar. Here's our triggers. Up 1847. Puts at 1698. We've got a daily setup as well on Lift. Inside bar. So again, we trigger to the upside. Our first target is the trigger for the weekly. Our first target to the downside is also a trigger for the weekly. Last time we had a 3-1 setup. Right here. We'll go up. And I am about out of time. So let's go look at this real quick. Outside bar, inside bar, and a ridiculously good run for this week, guys. So that's how powerful those 3-1 setups are. So remember that. The 3-1 setups are just, they're crazy good. So are those double inside bars. And the double inside bars are even more rare than the 3-1 setups. And then when you have a combination of an inside bar and a double inside bar, or a 3-1 setup between the daily and the weekly, I would expect some really, really great results off of those, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift is number 4. This outside inside bar. And again, you can go back in history and look at these things and the way they perform, guys, and you'll find that more often than not, you will find really great winners off of these, okay? So the last one I've got is Target. Target does not have a daily setup. We only have something for the weekly. And again, it's an inside bar. Okay, so we do have full time frame to the downside. We'll see how the week opens up on Monday. We can take calls at 166.79, puts at 156.08, which based on time frame continuity are more probable. And we can go back and look previously at the inside bar. Here's one that failed, okay? We opened up right here, right where this line is here, and we came down, we triggered, and then we retraced into a Sarah Strat Sniper 50% rule. So that one wouldn't have worked out. But we can go look at this inside bar. And for 2 weeks, we had a downtrend here. Okay, so an opportunity to make some good money off of that weekly swing. This is a 3-1 setup. And again, off of this 2-week setup, guys, was a ridiculously good run. Off of this 3-1, or even if you just want to call it an inside bar. Off of this inside bar, it gapped up, but it was a nice run. This inside bar to the downside, it was a nice run. Inside bar here was not the greatest of trades, so you would have lost here. But here you would have won. Here you would have won. Here you would have won. Here's another, well, that's an outside bar, so you probably would have not done great on that one. Inside bar, slight win, maybe. Probably would have got stopped out. This would have been a nice win. This inside bar turned into an outside bar. 3-1 setup for 2 straight weeks went down, okay? This inside bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight weeks off of this inside bar right here, okay? So those are the play, guys. Those are the top 5. Good luck on Monday and good luck next week. I hope you guys do really, really great. I got a pretty busy week myself personally, so we'll see how much trading I get done. Next week, I will be along with you guys for the ride in and out, though, okay? So, good luck on your weekly swings. Make sure you guys are checking out that top 5 video. It's full of double inside bars, and help me come up with a name for it. Comment down below what you guys think it should be. And until the next one, guys, happy trading, and bye-bye.